Sully Cauley, how does it feel to be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota?
Feels great to be back, man.
Who's in your corner?
Danny Brandt and Jordan Johnson, same as always.
This is the first time you'll be entering the cage as a fiance. She said yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I feel like you were an ASU kid just like me, like last year or something. Now you're already about to be a married man. Are you starting to feel like an old man yet, or are you still fast AF boy?
Yeah, man, life's moving forward, and it's all really exciting, but I definitely still feel like a kid. We bought a house. I'm engaged now, but man, I still feel like a baby. The prospect of having kids is still terrifying. So,
you're coming off your first defeat of your young and budding career here in Bellator MMA. I spoke to Bader cage side immediately after the fight. He said he wasn't worried one bit, stating that the setback is only going to help you grow and get better as a martial artist. Would you agree with the wise veteran Bader? And what would you say were some of the key takeaways from your last fight?
yeah, I mean, it was definitely a painful learning experience, but it was a learning experience. I think major takeaways for me was not to take anything away from trainer because he did a good job, but I just really didn't feel like myself that night, and I think I kind of got away from fighting the way that I fight best. You know what I mean? And kind of try to just push him up against the fence and Khabib him, and that's just not really my style. So I'm gonna be back to moving and grooving and being fast and snappy, and you guys are going to see me fight how you know that I can fight.
Are we keeping the walkout song?
No, we're changing up the walkout song. Got to change the mojo up. The mustache is gone. The
mustache is gone.
The walkout song is gone.
Last one, since we're both Sun Devils, I have the hat on. We're in the great state of South Dakota. What is your Mount Rushmore of ASU wrestlers? Don't feel pressure to include Bader.
Oh, Mount Rushmore of ASU wrestlers. I know somebody's going to be mad at me because I'm going to forget somebody. I think Zeke Jones has to be on there. I'm going to say Eric Larkin needs to be on there, national champ. I'm going to say Zahid Valencia deserves to be on there, a couple-time champ. How many presidents are on Mount Rushmore? 4?
Yeah, one more.
I need one more. Ooh. Definitely not me. After that, I think you got to go. Kane? I don't know.
That's
yeah.
Good.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
No Bader, I like it.
No Bader, he sucks.
What's up, Sullivan? Dylan Napoleon with New England MMA. We're talking about Bader, so let's keep it going for just a second here. I know you've been asked this a million times by now, but being around him so much and having him a part of your team, what's it like? You came off the loss. Obviously, I'm sure he was very helpful with that, but there's so many lessons to take away from him. And how is it being around him every day?
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. Bader will give you advice, but Bader's kind of a lead by example guy. Like most of the stuff I've learned from him, I've learned just by watching. And I've seen him take losses. I saw him get knocked out by Corey Anderson in Phoenix. I fought on that card too and saw him take that like a champ, keep moving forward, continue to win fights after that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, having a guy like that to look to is definitely the big plus.
Absolutely. And now that you have experienced that once in your career, is there any sort of wrath that you plan to impose on your opponent as you avenge that loss? Like I would assume that you took it pretty personal.
I definitely took it personally. I took it hard. But honestly, I feel happy coming into this fight. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to fight. And, Mike Tyson said a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. So I'm not like, oh, man, I'm so pissed off. I'm going to take it out on Hamza. But when I'm happy and I'm moving and I'm grooving and I'm fighting how I fight, you do not want to be standing across from me. You know what I mean? I can be very violent. So I think that's what you're going to see. Thanks.
You do seem very happy, which means the violence should be coming this weekend.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're looking to get the round 1 finishes streak back going again?
I would love to, but I've said this before. I'm never looking for it. I think it's just a byproduct of how I do things. I'm ready for 3 rounds, but that's what it takes. But I like to fight aggressively, so it wouldn't shock me if I can get him out of there early.
You're kind of following a similar schedule this year as you did last year. Would you like to get another one at the end of this year?
Definitely. I'm always trying to always trying to fight as often as they'll let me. I know there's some crazy stuff going on right now with, the promotion possibly selling, possibly not. I'm really trying just not to think about that much right now and just focus on Friday.
Well, they did announce Bellator 300 with Ryan Bader on that card.
Yeah.
That is in October. Is that too quick of a turnaround from here?
Not for me. I don't know if you have to ask Bellator how they feel, but I'll go.
You've been asked a lot about the loss, but outside of that, not what you changed in camp. Obviously, no mustache. We're going to change the walkout song, but and you talked about Bader and some of the advice. But you personally, when you reflect back, what were you able to take away from yourself following that fight?
It's not life and death, man. I was undefeated, and I just wanted to get out of that fight with a win so bad. I didn't care what it looked like or how I did it, and you know what I mean. I just don't think that obviously you're competing, you want to win, but I don't think you can be so hyper focused on wins and losses. I think you need to be focused on fighting, and that's where my focus is now. Thank you.
Mills.
Hey, how's it going, Sullivan? This is MMA Locker Room, part of Puff Sports Radio.
How you doing?
I was able to good, man. I was able to see your last fight out there against Luke Trainer. I was actually at the event. I noticed afterwards, you was enjoying the casino and stuff with your friends, because it just shows, even coming off of a loss sometimes, when you surround yourself with winners, you're always going to be a winner. But I just wanted to ask, why was it so important for you to get back onto the card and fight this quick? Because there's a lot of fighters that they fought probably about 5 months prior before you, and they're still not out calling for fights. Why was it so important for you to get back in that cage?
I mean, nobody wants to sit on a loss for a long time, right? I just kind of want to get back in there and erase it. But aside from that, I like to stay busy. I mean, I'm a fighter. I like to fight. It's my job. It's what I do. So, a little bit of time off and then back to training is how I always do things. So I'm always training and might as well be fighting too. So I'll always go when they give me the call.